This video is about Flipgrid. And before we begin, once we get logged in, I'll show you where it is, but they do provide a tutorial, so they might have more information that we might have missed or we didn't think to share. So if this is something you're interested in using, be sure to check that out. So basically what it is it's a place where students, you as the teacher would post a topic, and then students would create a short video clip responding to that topic. So to get logged in, I already have an account, but if you need to create one, you would just sign up with Google with your school account. And students do not need accounts, and we're going to go over that a little bit later, but essentially you could just send them the code, or they just type in their email and they can post. They don't actually have to do this. So I already have an account, so I'm just going to log in to show you. And it's easy as that. So once you get in, you would start by adding a grid, and these grids can be organized pretty much any way you want. You can do it by subject or by grade level. So this, if I was going to do Flipgrid with my sixth graders, with my students, I have a grid already set up for sixth grade. So all these topics would be just the ones that the sixth graders would be responding to. So if you go, you can add a new grid, and then you would title it. So I'll title it, I'll just put seventh grade. You can always come back and change this. So I'm going to make a grid for my seventh graders, and I'm going to set it so that they just have to type in their school email, and it'll probably pop up the same way it did with me. And then if I wanted instead to just share a code with them, this is going to end up being that code.
And so that code right there on the bottom, that's customizable or no?
It looks like it might be.
Okay,
yes,
that's awesome.
So and it'll tell you. So I could make it like Bop 7th or whatever I want. I'm just gonna leave it as is. And then this I thought was cool. So if they were to have an email other than the DGSD email, you would put that there. But this way, it will know that they're logging in with their school email. All right. So this is cool. You can share it on Remind. You can share it through Google Classroom. You can copy the code and email it to them, but I'm going to go right now to the grid that I just set up to finish that. So you can start, it automatically gives you a say hello on Flipgrid video. So this would be, if you wanted to try it, your students could, this could just be like a practice. So, you can record your own response, but you're going to want to allow the video and allow the microphone. So I didn't do this with my kids, and I think they'll be okay. But if you want to add your own topic, you would create a new topic. You would title it, I don't know, your response. And you can always come back and edit this too, if I can respond. Okay. And you can set how long their videos need to be. So the average is 1 minute, 30 seconds. I think ours for class are usually about the same length, or maybe 2 minutes.
Our college class does 2 minutes. And I know as somebody who's trying to describe a response for the topic, sometimes 2 minutes is tough because it's hard for me to get all my thoughts out in 2 minutes. But if you're hoping for a more concise response, then I would make sure to choose something under 2 minutes. If you're okay with them kind of rambling a little bit, you can change the time to something a little bit longer.
And then you would put the actual prompt here. So tell me about your spring break so far. I don't know, something like that. You can add optional resources. So you could record a video, maybe telling them what to do for this. You can upload a video, you can upload an image, add an emoji, add a GIF. I think I did a GIF for the sixth grade one. And then I would go to more options, because you can add a tip. If you know you're going to have students who struggle with whatever the question is, you can add attachments. This is really important. I would recommend moderating the videos so that the videos are hidden from the rest of the class until you as the teacher activate it. You can also allow them to reply to each other, or you could set it so that they would just be able to view the videos. If you make it active, they're able to post. If you freeze it, they can just view. If you hide it, then I believe your students are not able to see it. And this is cool. You can set them all up ahead of time, and then you can schedule a launch date and a freeze date. So if you want to freeze their ability to respond by a certain day because they should have already responded, you can set that, or you can set it to launch at a certain time. You can have them be able to upload a selfie or video, or I guess like draw and add text to their video. You can let them edit it, attach links. This is probably more advanced than most of our students need to do. This is cool. They can like each other's videos, add titles, and then the last thing that you can do is you can provide them with feedback, which I have not done, but I really only have used this once, and I don't know that our professor does.
She doesn't do
feedback. So then you create it, and then you can, again, copy the link and share it. You can post it to Google Classroom, and you can make it a QR code. So you can copy and paste the QR code or download it and just have them scan that. Let's see. Once you have it organized, you can, if you are teaching maybe across grade levels, you all want to be doing this, you can, where did it go? I think it's in your grid. You can add a co-pilot to your grid. So that would be like if I wanted the other English teachers to all be in the same grid with me, I could add their educator email.
All right, so you could do a full second grade grid, or you could do a fifth grade grid, or, anything like that.
Social studies, whatever. You can duplicate the grid. So if I wanted to have my 6th and 7th graders working on the same topic or similar topics, I could duplicate it. Inside the topic, your actions, you can record a response, maybe to give them an example. You can, again, hide or move it or duplicate it. The exporting data, all that does, from what I saw, is it just tells you the number of views and the number of video responses. So that doesn't seem very useful.
It doesn't give you data on their responses. It gives you data on how many people have viewed and stuff like that. So not necessarily the data we're probably looking for.
Yeah. And if you notice here, this is a different flip code, but this is for this particular question. So depending on how you wanted to use it, you could either give them the code for the grid and then they'll see all of the topics, or if you create a new topic, you can just send them that code and it'll take them directly to the topic that you want them to respond to. And if you click on it, I'm going to show you guys this real quick. It takes you to the student view. So the students will see this. So they're going to log in with Google. I'll use my school email. And then it takes them, so it took me directly to this particular grid or this topic. And so this is where they would see your directions. And obviously, if I do this with my students, I'd probably give them a little bit more guidance for that. You can have them, it will read it aloud to them. That's pretty cool. And then it says it's moderated, so they'll know that I will watch the videos first before it becomes a part of the grid. And then here too, they can see this was the other topic. So if they want to move around, they can easily access the other topics here. And I think what I'm going to do is, if I decide to use this for my kids, I would make a screencast tutorial just like this, but I would make it so that it would be just how they would log in, what they would see, and how they would get to this page. And it shouldn't take too long for that.
Flipgrid is a really great tool for any type of reflection.
Mm-hmm.
If you have students who, and you can use this even when we're not doing digital learning. If you have students who particularly struggle with writing, and you would rather them speak the answers instead of try and write it down, this is a great tool for that. It's a great tool for collaboration with your students. So yes, we're introducing this for the digital learning time. However, this is great for any other time, and students can record their Flipgrid videos on a tablet, on a phone, or on a computer. So not like you have to have an app. There is an app.
Yeah.
If you choose to use Flipgrid, you might want to say like, hey, if you have a tablet or if you have a phone, download the Flipgrid app, and it's really easy to do everything quickly. However, you can also record and use all your videos on a desktop or a laptop just as easily.
Yeah. And so just real quick, this is an example. 2 years ago when I did this, we read a short story, and then I had students respond to a question. So in this case, it was, what signpost did you notice and why is it important? And I actually had them, so here it is. So describe a signpost you noticed in the story. Answer the related question. How did noticing the signpost and answering its question help you to better understand the story? And so here are all of their responses, and it'll tell you how many views each video has. They're hidden right now. I could give. Ooh,
I noticed the signpost up again and again. The
So notice she was reading off of what she wrote. So it would be a great way if you wanted to have students practice their fluency. They could either read from a text they have, they could write something and read it to you. Really, the possibilities are endless. It's however you want to use it.
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
This is a great tool.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's all we have.
All we have.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, contact us if you have questions.